Welcome to the Beers with the Bros podcast, where we talk movies, we talk sports, we talk everything in between. Today we're going to be a little bit sports heavy as we have been because NFL just kicked off. A lot of fun stuff to talk about. We're going to have a really action-packed episode once again. Really excited about it, boys. How are you two doing tonight?
Man, I am more happy that I could even just scream Beetlejuice 3 times and I don't even care what the consequences are. I'm that happy.
Well, hey, if he's anything like Candyman, Michael Keaton will pop up behind you in the bathroom naked.
No, we're not supposed to mention Candyman. Chris, remember that rule. Remember that rule, Chris. We don't ever talk about Candyman ever again.
Never talk about
the 92
Candyman.
movie.
Yeah, that's right. Man, I'm doing fantastic down here on this end. NFL football is back, baby. It's been an action-packed day for football. The Titans shit the bed. The Falcons shit the bed.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'll notice I'm not wearing any fucking Falcons gear today because the
Chiefs almost shit the bed, but by an inch.
But you were playing Lamar Jackson. You weren't playing Justin Fields and shitty ass Arthur Smith, who still can't score a fucking touchdown in the Mercedes Stadium. Yeah. Still lost though. 5 field goals is all it takes to beat the Falcons with Kirk Cousins. It's a good thing we got Michael Penix. I'm not really dreading that draft pick anymore. But there's other problems. We'll get into all that here in a little bit later. As always, we'll start this thing off tonight with something a little bit fun. So the three of us, we went and saw Hans Zimmer live in concert the other night, and it was a pretty epic, unforgettable experience that I would rate 10 out of 10. I'm sure you guys would as well. But it had me in a Christopher Nolan mindset. So what I'm going to do here tonight, Chris and Brett, Brett's already kind of got an idea of where I'm going with this, is I got all of the freaking Christopher Nolan movies, at least the big ones here, for us here right in front of us. There's 11 of them. And what I'm going to ask all three of us to do here tonight is we're going to keep 5 of these movies and we're going to scrap 6 of them. I got them fired up here, Brett. Why don't you kick us off, man? Which of these 5 movies, Dark Knight, Tenet, Oppenheimer, Interstellar, Dunkirk, Inception, The Prestige, Memento, Dark Knight Rises, Insomnia, and Batman Begins?
The first keeper is absolutely the easiest for me, and that is, of course, it is The Dark Knight. My first, throw it away, is The Prestige, and the only main reason for that is because I have not seen The Prestige, so I figure that's pretty easy. The second movie I would definitely keep is Batman Begins, because, again, definitely one of the great movies of the origin of all time. My next scrap, it is Memento. 2 reasons. 1, yet again, never seen this movie. And 2, I actually got spoiled on the big thing of it, so I felt like there's no point of watching it at this point. The third movie I would keep, as you guessed it, and actually Brad got me to jump along this board of this particular movie because for the longest time, not been like a high almighty fan of it, but now I am because of Brad. And Brad, I think you know what it is. You want to take a guess?
I bet you're going to say Dark Knight Rises.
You damn right I am. So 3 for 3 for Batman, because I think it's one of the great trilogies of all time. Another scrap is Insomnia, because again, never seen it. So I thought that'd be pretty easy to scrap. My next keeper absolutely is going to be Oppenheimer, one of my favorite IMAX experiences I've ever done in my entire life. Dunkirk, it will be a scrap, because again, I've not seen this movie, but I definitely want to. No, it's okay. It's the last one.
You're going to keep the 5 that you have seen.
No. It's about to get. Hey, I'm about to make a name for myself up in here. So thank you all for making me watch this movie before the concert, because this is an easy keep now, and that is going to be Interstellar. Because wow. Just wow. So yeah, unfortunately, I had to scrap Inception just because I thought Interstellar was just a tad bit better than Inception.
Okay, no problem. I'll go next. I'll save Chris for last because this is your boy. And I can go ahead and tell you the first keep without a doubt is going to be Interstellar for me. I love that movie. I think it might actually be my favorite Nolan movie. I watched it again the other night. It's just, it's mesmerizing, man. It's a magical movie. The score, my favorite Hans score. As far as scraps go, okay, this is where it gets tough because I really don't want to scrap any of these, but I'm going to go with Tenet. I'm going to scrap Tenet. I don't need it. It's a little slept on. It's not one that a lot of people really talked about all that much. It's just one of those that all these other movies up here are just so outstanding in a league of their own. My next keep here is going to be Inception for sure. I cannot leave that off the list. This is a strong ass movie. But my next scrap will probably be The Prestige. I'll go Prestige. I like the movie. It just doesn't really it doesn't feel as special as a lot of these other ones do. It feels a little bit, I don't know. It's just a little bit more basic, I guess. My third keep here, I'm going to go with Oppenheimer. This was my favorite movie last year. Cillian Murphy, man, what a performance! What a movie! What a well written movie here. Performances, strong performances all around. Dialogue driven for the most part. But man, it's a beautiful movie as well. That just for the sake of keeping my variety here on the ones that I keep, I'm going to scrap Batman Begins. I got to keep space in my 5 for stuff other than Batman. Fourth keeper here is going to be The Dark Knight, obviously. I got to keep that around. I can't get rid of it. Next scrap, Insomnia. I like the movie a lot. Robin Williams is great in this. Again, it's kind of a unique vibe. It doesn't really necessarily feel like a Nolan movie, and maybe that's why I'm scrapping it. It's one of the earlier movies that he did. Great movie. It's fantastic. But again, these other ones just kind of separate themselves. And this is tough. The last one I'm keeping, Chris, man. Oh, Birdie Boy, dude. This one's tough because I love Dark Knight Rises so much. But Memento is also a freaking banger.
Ooh.
Memento is a banger, dude. No, I gotta go Dark Knight Rises. I know I got two Batmans in there. I got two Batmans in there, but I love that movie, man. Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. It's just more rewatchable for me. Memento, I don't find a need to go back and rewatch all that often, but every time I see Dark Knight Rises, man, it gets me pumped up. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Man, that's going to leave me scrapping Dunkirk and Memento. So that's my keep and scrap list. Chris, let's hear it.
All right, let's do it. My first keeper, I'm gonna definitely say Inception. I don't think it's my favorite Nolan movie, but I will say this: it's one of the most memorable experiences for me. I remember. Do you guys remember when the trailers came out? The trailers got me so pumped for this, and it's one of the few movies that really just the trailers are phenomenal, and then the movie is actually better than the trailer. So I love Inception. My first keeper. My first scrap is going to be Batman Begins. Just there again, I'm like kind of to echo what Brad said. I think there's a lot of Batman on here. There's obviously the whole trilogy, and for me, I think it's the weakest of the trilogy. So I'm going to scrap that. My second keeper, of course, is going to be Interstellar for all the same reasons that you boys said. I love it. Saw it in 70 mil when it originally came out. Blew me away. Still blows me away. The score, performances, all that great. Interstellar. My second scrap, I'm going to go with Insomnia. Birdie, you haven't seen it. I would recommend watching it. I still think it's a very strong movie. I think it's a really strong performance by Robin Williams. One of his first serious roles, where he gets to kind of dig his teeth into something there, and he absolutely fucking kills it. Pacino, really good stuff. So Insomnia is great, but I'm scrapping it. Third keeper, I'm going with Oppenheimer. Just a hell of a movie, man. That's just the best performance. It deserved all the accolades, all the Academy Awards, everything that it won was so well deserved, in my opinion. Oppenheimer, I'm keeping it. And this is where I start to kind of trail off a little bit, but I will say my third scrap. I hate to say it because this is a guilty pleasure for me. I'm going to scrap Tenet, but I don't think that it is a horrible movie. I know a lot of people don't like it. I don't know that it's the weakest Christopher Nolan movie, but it's kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I did see it like 4 times in the theater, so I do enjoy it a lot, but I'm going to scrap. My fourth keeper is, of course, going to be The Dark Knight, the single greatest superhero movie of all time, in my opinion. They're keeping The Dark Knight, and now we're really into the fucking thick of things, right, everybody? Because this is really, I knew those were going to be my keepers right out of the gate. This is where it starts to get kind of tricky for me. So, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to scrap The Dark Knight Rises, just for the fact that I personally cannot afford to have 2 Batman movies on there, because I think that Tom Hardy's Bane would have been remembered as one of the great superhero villains of all time, had he not had to follow in the footsteps of Heath Ledger. This is a fucking tough one right here, man. And I'm going to tell you, because I love all of these. I think I'm going to pick Memento here. And I'll tell you why, because I think it's sort of, when I saw this way back in the day, it was so creative and original. And it really is what made me love Christopher Nolan. And ever since then, I had been looking forward to everything that he had put out. So it's kind of a jumping off point for me. I really hate to scrap The Prestige. I'll be honest. I think it doesn't get a whole lot of love, but it's still a great flick. And Birdie, if you haven't seen it, I can't recommend it enough, man. I really think it's really, really a great watch. Dunkirk also hurts my heart because I saw it in 70 mil, and I think it's just such a creative way to tell that very simple story. It's very, very moving, and I think all the air stuff is so well done. I mean, it was dizzying seeing it in 70 mil. But I'm going to go Memento, so that's my pick, man. Dark Knight, Inception, Memento, Oppenheimer, Interstellar. Scrap the rest.
I would make a Memento out of your suggestion.
Damn it, Birdie.
Yes.
Please. Son of a bitch.
I know. Hey, I had to throw that in there. But guys, let us know, what did you think about our opinions, and let us know your opinions in that comment section down below.
Okay, fellas, since we didn't get to do a little competition last week, I thought we would do a little movie trivia here, okay? Now, I've written down some trivia here that I thought was pretty interesting. Some of it is, easier, and some of it's a little bit more difficult. I'm going to kind of alternate in between the two. First to 5 wins. How about that?
Sounds like a bet.
Okay. Hi, you boys ready?
I'm ready, Daddy.
So let's start with an over-under, all right? Gone with the Wind was released in 1941. Over or under?
Under.
I'm going to say over, Bob.
Point goes to Brad, 1939.
I knew it was 30s, dude. I knew it was 30s.
Okay.
I knew it was 30s.
So now we're gonna go with Brad. What is Neo's real name in The Matrix?
Oh, his name is Mr. Anderson.
Full name.
Oh, Neil Anderson? No, it wouldn't be Neil. Thomas Anderson. Is it? No. Bruce. It's not Bruce. Thomas. Let's just go with Thomas.
Birdie, did you have a different answer?
Andy Anderson?
Okay. Brad, you're correct. It's Thomas Anderson.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow, hell yeah.
Birdie, your question. What breakfast food does Donkey want to make Shrek?
Oh, man. Dude, this is freaking exciting. We're going to stay up late, go to the grocery store in the morning. I'm making waffles.
Okay. Point goes to Birdie, 2-1. What is the name of the woman who falls into the cab in The Fifth Element?
Fuck. Janice.
Birdie, chance to steal.
L.
That's all you got?
E-L. Like E-L,
All right.
like L. Like kind of
It's
like
a
L,
wash.
short for Ellie.
It's a wash. Her name's Lilu. I thought that's what you were getting at, but never mind. Okay. Birdie, you're up. Which Final Destination has deaths on a roller coaster?
That would be Final Destination 3 with the beautiful and wonderful Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Okay. 2-2.
How come he gets all the easy ones? Hippopotamus.
Damn you! You gave him the easy one. Okay, Brad, how many years have passed since Rose was last on the Titanic?
It's been 84 years. Is it 87? 84. Let's see. I'm going to say 87 years.
Can I please steal?
Birdie, chance to
Because
steal.
it's easily 84.
Damn it.
Birdie gets the point. 3-2.
Damn it.
4.
I should have listened to my instinct, man. What did
As soon as she mentioned 87, I was like, oh shit, I have a chance.
We're going to split this one down the middle with another one. There have been 73 Pixar films released to date. Over or under?
Under.
I'm definitely saying over. I'm definitely saying over on this one because Disney made films along with Pixar, so I'm sure that adds on more to the Pixar name. So I say over.
4-2, Birdie. 77 Pixar films have been released to date.
Oh, man. I can't believe I missed the Titanic one, man. That pisses me off.
Birdie, what was the first movie to feature a toilet flushing?
Oh, 1960 Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
You give this guy all the easy ones.
Why would
No?
that be an easy one?
Because
we have a horror channel. Yeah.
So that would have been 5-2. All right, then. Birdie wins.
Woohoo!
Good job, Birdie.
For
For all your hard work. I really the Psycho thing. I did not expect him to get. I did not know that was.
Of course he's going to get it. Have you seen Good Will Hunting?
It's my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Mine too. But I was. I just thought that was going to be a tidbit that was not well. You all were not well versed in. Next time I'll get some harder ones. I didn't want to go too hard on them. Good job, gentlemen.
The time has come. Okay. let's talk a little sports, okay? A
Yeah.
lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of an action-packed weekend. College NFL kicked off. College last week, NFL. A lot of fun stuff. A lot of crazy things happened, man. Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois. I don't know if you guys saw the game. I know Birdie did because we were talking about it.
Notre Dame. Guess what, assholes? Same shit, different year, motherfuckers.
we just said last week too, Notre Dame was a shoe-in for the playoffs looking at their schedule because they went on the road. They beat Texas A&M. Impressive feat. It still isn't a very impressive win. But then the next week, man, they're sleeping at home. Northern Illinois comes in, shocks the world, man. One of the biggest upsets I've seen in a while.
Greatest upset in Notre Dame Irish history. They already said it already. At Northern Illinois over Notre Dame at Notre Dame for Notre Dame school history, the greatest upset of all time.
I love to see the coach of Northern Illinois. He was emotional after the game. Obviously, just pulled off a great feat. Notre Dame tried that 62-year-old field goal, dude. They should have just bombed a Hail Mary.
God.
You know, their chances are better, man. I mean, because you got the better athletes. Yeah, you got the better athletes. Let him go up and make a play. Like, don't rely on a kicker. No offense to, I mean, 62 that's a tall order.
That's even for Justin Tucker, that would be a tough. A tough field goal, not anything but a sure thing.
What made you more happy, or what just made you laugh more? Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame, or freaking Al, the alligator, the mascot for the Florida Gators, getting in an altercation with the head coach, Napier?
I'll tell you what's more funny was the alligator and Billy Napier getting into it, because I fucking hate Billy Napier. I think he's a dumbass. And
I also do not like him. And I've heard of this, but you know what? I meant to go back and actually watch the video because I didn't watch the game.
He's had a rough week too, because like last week in this press conference, he couldn't open that damn water bottle. I don't know if y'all saw that video, but he's sitting there. He's like, he's talking while he's trying to open a water bottle. He keeps it pretty casual, but he's trying for like a minute to open it. He just ends up giving up and sits it back down. The guy's a loser, man. And I think most Florida fans would agree. I don't think that I'm really throwing any shade at any Florida fans, because I know when Dooley was our coach, I would have said that same thing about him. It's just, he sucks. He's an idiot. So he's going to be gone by the end of the year, guaranteed, unless somehow they win the rest of their games or do something crazy. Not going to happen. He's going to be gone. So that was great to see. A lot of teams struggled. Oklahoma struggled. Oregon struggled a bit. Bama against Southern Florida. They pulled away in the end. The score looks like it wasn't a close game, but at the beginning of the fourth quarter, it was a one-possession game. At home, it was kind of interesting to see all those games, man. I know these are weaker opponents. It's hard for people to get excited for those games. So who knows if there's anything to it. We'll get a good test from Bama this week. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But anything from a college level that really kind of stood out to you guys? I know Miami's still kicking ass. Tennessee, obviously, big win against NC State. They destroyed 51 to 10. Absolutely destroyed it. I mean, Nico, he's not invincible. He made some mistakes in this game, but he's still a very strong performance. The defense, though, for Tennessee is what really blew me away, man. Outstanding. They held him to like 150 yards, like some ridiculous number.
Yeah, 153, and we had like over 400, right?
Almost 500. Yeah, so that, to me, if you were to tell me at the beginning of the year, Tennessee defense would be dominating, NC State's a good football team. They're ranked. If you were to tell me their defense would have held them to 153 yards or whatever, I would have said nah, because I've seen this defense. Tim Banks finally coming around, man.
3 offensive points allowed. 39 rush yards allowed. 1.4 yards per rush. 1 defensive touchdown, 3 sacks, and 13 tackles for a loss. A couple of years ago, if you told me those stats and we won a ball game because of that, I would be laughing at your face, because our defenses in the past have been just trash. But now, to combine with our deadly offense, we got now a deadly defense. We got a chance to do something special, fellas, but we can't sleep over Kent State this upcoming week. We can't sleep on them.
No, let's see what happens, man.
Because those MAC teams, man, have been super scary. Because, again, just another example, Bowling Green should have beaten Penn State.
Hey, they're all fighting for a playoff spot now. All those group of fives, because they're guaranteed. One of them is going to be guaranteed a playoff spot. So they're fighting for it, man. It's going to be fun for college football all around. Hey, Chris, what do you think about the kickoff for NFL today? Any surprises today?
Man, I mean, it's just good to have everything back. I was watching. I watched the first half of the Titans. Who do they play? The Bears. The Titans at Bears. The first half of that game. Because I root for the Titans, hometown team and all. But I came out and I texted you and I said, Will Levis not looking that bad. And at halftime, I left to go run some errands. I had to go to the grocery store and things. And by the time that I got back, they had squandered a fucking 14-point lead. They didn't score another point after halftime, which they were up 17-3, went on to lose 24-17. Also, I will say that I put together a 15-leg parlay and I hit them all except for the Titans lost, and I had the Giants. I had the Giants beating the Vikings. What
about that?
I nailed every other leg.
What kind of payout did you miss out on?
I can't remember. It's like $427 or something like that.
Ouch.
Off of what, like a $5, some kind of low ass bet?
I think it's either 5 or 10. Yeah,
$10. That's frustrating, man. So you texted us that in the group, and you said Will Levis looking pretty good. And I said whatever. I wasn't watching the game. I was watching the monstrosity that was the Falcons try to play offense. Still losing to five field goals beats the Falcons. Kirk Cut, whatever. I'll take that. Everything I said about the Falcons in the last few weeks, by the way, I take it back. I think we're going to be third place in the division. We're going to suck a lot of ass. It's going to be bad. But I digress. He texted us, Will Levis is looking pretty good, and I didn't think much of it. And then I flipped over to Red Zone at one point during the commercial, and I see Will Levis. He gets up, and he's about to get sacked, and he chucks it like this. And then the other dude, just chucks it. Like, I don't even know where he's throwing it to. I don't know if he's trying to throw it out of bounds or what. Anyway, pick six ensued. And then I responded. I said, yeah, not really. He's not doing that good.
I wonder.
Dude's a fucking idiot, man.
It's the Jameis Winston mentality of like, whatever I do in this last minute, I can throw it up as I'm going down, and someone's going to grab it and take it in for a touchdown, and the other team grabs it. That hero mentality or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody did grab it and take it in for a touchdown. That's for sure.
Yeah, and then of course we had that return for a touchdown from the Bears special teams as well. I believe. I think that's where the ever score.
The Cardinals.
So the Cardinals were the first ever team to score a return for a touchdown with the new rule in place. So I know the Cardinals are enjoying that, even though they still lost because Josh Allen freaking went off like Josh Allen always does. But yeah, let's go back to that Vikings game. Actually, let's do Vikings and the freaking the Patriots. What? What are we doing? Yeah. Holy crap, what are we doing, Bengals? And plus, this is traditional Bengals right now. They always suck the first half of the year. And then second half, they're like, oh, now I know how to play football. And then that's when they go on their run.
Let's bring that up for a second, too, because we have this Survivor League that Brett set up where you have to pick, I don't know if anybody's ever played a Survivor League or not, but basically you have to pick a game every week. Just a winner, no point, no line. It's not the money line or anything, just a winner. And you play every week until you pick a wrong game. And I think about half the fucking league picked this Bengals over Patriots, including myself. So we all got eliminated week one. I thought it was a safe bet. You got Jacoby Brissett.
One of Jacoby the safer bets.
Yeah, home 70% chance to win. Home game for the Bengals. Burrow's back in action. I know Jamar Chase has been doing his little holdout thing, but he was going to play nonetheless. I thought easy win for the Bengals. New coach for the Patriots. They're playing Jacoby Brissett on the road. No, they came in and won. Gerard Mayo, man, Vol for life. Gotta love it. So I thought that was cool for him. I'm pulling for the Patriots this year. I didn't expect them to do this.
Yeah, 5 people got eliminated because they selected the Bengals over the Patriots. Everybody called me and a buddy of ours freaking crazy saying the Saints over the Panthers. They're like, the Panthers, they sucked last year, but there's no way they're going to be like that again. And guess what happened the first 5 minutes into the game? It freaking happened. Bryce Young's first throw of the brand new season, coming off the rookie season. Pick city.
Yeah, I don't think the Panthers pick was I don't think it was a I mean, all picks are inherently risky, but the Saints over Panthers, I just thought both of those teams were a question mark. I don't like the Saints coach is a fucking dumbass. I think he's going to
Mhm.
end up not lasting very long.
I
Panthers,
agree.
again, he sucks too. The Panthers suck too, but they were still like, did they improve or not? A couple question marks across the board, but we know the Saints, they showed up, they tore them up.
Yeah, Derek Carr made some plays today, man. I saw the highlights. He made some plays today, you know. And yeah, I think just the Panthers were just in the middle of an absolute and total rebuild, and they're at the very bottom floor of that. You know, they're like at the foundational point of building that back up. So I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I think the Saints will level out a little bit, but yeah, Derek Carr did make some plays, man. You got to give credit where it's due. He did make some plays today.
Hey, the best part is I don't have to pick the freaking Saints. I got a bad team out of the way with the W. I'm saving up all my good teams, man. Even though week 2 is going to be a little tough, but which that's another thing too. So, Brad, don't give up on your Falcons. The first 3 weeks of the NFL season are always the hardest. Not only on the field, like where the actual games are happening, but mainly also fantasy football, where it's just the first 3 weeks are always the hardest because everybody's figuring out their shit.
I don't know, I don't know if it's a Raheem more. I don't know what the problem today. I know Kirk Cousins.
It was
he's
a Kirk
rusty.
Cousins problem today. So
well, it was, but it's because the line was. It looked like he was. Yeah, man. It looked like he was the only experience. Like there were people, they were lining up in all these illegal formations, and Kirk's like having to get people lined up the right way. And like
we're gonna get into those illegal formations here in a minute.
He's just like he's all over the place, like trying to get people lined up.
Who's the OC for the Falcons?
It's what's his name? Zach Robinson. He was the passing game coordinator for the Rams before.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so new offensive coordinator, new head coach. I know Raheem had some experience before, but it's been a minute. I don't know, man. They had no answers for TJ. What? He was absolutely slaying that offensive line.
I was trying to warn you that last week. I was like, if you can't block TJ Watt, you're not winning the fucking game.
I thought maybe they would have came up with something to block his ass, or at least eliminate some of the pass rush. But no, he was getting destroyed every play. Basically, he looked like me playing Madden out there, just getting sacked every play and throwing it up for a prayer in between. So,
dude, speaking of freaking dominating performances and people getting freaking beat up, freaking Deshaun Watson, Micah Parsons was giving freaking massages to Deshaun Watson for keep on putting his fucking ass to the ground. Parsons looked like a freaking in a whole nother league of his own as a pass rusher. He was dominant today.
Hell yeah, dude. I liked him a lot.
The Browns, their O-line is not very stout, right?
Not as of the old Cleveland Browns offensive line with Joe Thomas.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They don't have that anymore, no.
Yeah, and Jack Conklin, I think, is gone. Like all their big name guys, yeah, they couldn't afford to keep them. They're all gone now.
No, they decided to keep players that can't make fucking plays and protect the quarterback. So yeah, great job, Browns. Great job.
Yeah,
I'll tell you all this, man. I thought for me a surprise was the damn. We talked about the game already, but the Cardinals on the road, really hanging in there with the Bills. Kyler Murray, I thought looked good today.
I told
Marvin
you,
Harrison,
Dirty Birds, man. The Cardinals, man. I told you last week they're going to be one of the sleepers in the NFC.
Yeah, you're right. 34-28, close game. Marvin Harrison didn't really get involved. Junior didn't really get involved. But yeah,
I was pissed off about that.
And I told you this. I picked the Colts too. Here's another one. I picked the Colts to beat the Texans. It didn't happen, but that was a close game. Anthony Richardson looked good, man. He was making some plays.
Dude, that bomb to that guy, holy freaking crap. Chris, did you see that freaking pass that Antonio Richardson threw up in the air? That's like 54 yards up in the air.
Anthony Richardson?
Yeah, Anthony Richardson just bam, and the ball was just so high. Dude, it was so high up in the air. Like even the red zone guys, like, guys, you need to do research. How high was it? They say it was like 54 or 57 yards up in the freaking air, dude.
Did someone catch it? No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it was a freaking touchdown, dude. Outbeat the two defensive D-backs and all that too, and they beat him out. It was a touchdown. And unfortunately, that was the last good thing Antonio Richardson did that day.
He actually had another play later. Fourth down in the red zone. I don't really know why they went for they were down by 9 with like 2 minutes left. And instead of kicking a field goal and making it a one possession game, they went for it on fourth down to make it a one possession game still. But either way, Anthony Richardson should have gotten tackled short of the goal line, but he fucking powered through some bitches and got in there. Big play from him. I like him a lot. I think he's a good player. Good dude. He seems like a good dude. Trevor Lawrence looked good today too, I thought.
Yeah, he made some solid throws. It's just unfortunately they didn't finish, and the Dolphins just had too much weapons on the defensive side of the ball because they got all those freaking sack people back.
I have Tyreek in one of my fantasy leagues, and I didn't. He was very quiet. Nothing had happened. I was like, damn, he's only got like 11 points. I mean, he was getting heavy workload, so the PPR, was kicking in, but no big numbers. And then all of a sudden, I got a notification,
80 yards.
Yeah, it was like an 80-yard touchdown right at the end, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" But it's still not enough to beat. Probably still not enough to beat your fucking brother, Birdie. But
Yeah, my brother's a bitch to play, but he's a very good opponent. I shit the bed in my first Dynasty game. But again, it's like I said, the first 3 weeks are always the toughest. But I can already kind of tell with my particular Dynasty team, I'm probably not going to win the championship this year, but I am slowly building a dynasty in the future. I just got to make better. I just got to make these correct rookie draft picks. That's all I got to do for next year.
Well, here's the thing. So how's all y'all's teams looking? I know we all have multiple leagues. Fantasy first week. How are things looking for you guys? How's your teams?
To start out, I'm in 4 leagues, and I'm going to have 2 wins and 2 losses. We'll readjust, and hopefully I could get back on the winning track in those 2 leagues. But the other 2 leagues, I was very pleased. I got strong teams on those.
Yeah, I got 5 leagues, three dynasties and 2 redraft leagues, and I think I'm going to go 2 and 3 this week. And surprisingly, on the dynasty, I won the dynasty championship last year in my first league. Dominant team. I mean, fucking sexy team, man. I'll show it off at some point. The other 2 teams, I'm kind of just building. Like the one team I traded away, I have like 8 draft picks in the first 2 rounds in one of the leagues. And the other one is the YouTube with our YouTube friends where I got, I'm playing kind of the long game there as well. But I'm winning in those 2. And the other league, I think I'm going to lose today. And then the other 2 standard leagues, I'm definitely not going to win those. I'm not looking good at all in those, man. It's going to be a rough year. It's just that I'm so more invested in the dynasty leagues that when I drafted for the redraft leagues, I'm sitting here, I'm overvaluing the rookies. I'm putting too much stock in them because they're obviously very valuable in dynasty, but in regular leagues, you don't know what you're going to get. Usually not at near as much. Yeah, I'm definitely getting them before I need to get them, and that happened in both of them. So yeah, we'll see what happens overall.
I'm in 4 leagues, 2 dynasty, and I think it's still up in the air. Okay, and so for the sake of entertainment here, I will tell you and the viewers. So Birdie, your brother has got about 50 points on me.
That's not surprising.
And he's done, and I still have Breece Hall. So my only shot is Breece Hall at San Francisco to put up 50 points. That's not happening. And I actually, I will take the loss in fantasy to see Breece Hall absolutely suffer. I'm about 15 points ahead in my other dynasty league. I have Christian McCaffrey left to play, but the other guy that I'm playing against has Aaron Rodgers and Brock Purdy, so that's a guaranteed loss. I'm down.
Unless Aaron Rodgers gets hurt again, first drive.
Oh, true, yeah. And then in my other league, pretty much every single person that I have there in my league, the one that I'm commissioner of, pretty much everybody shit the bed. So unless Jake Moody, the kicker for San Francisco, can come alive with about 37 points, that's down the drain. So my work league,
the Steelers kicker did a great job today. So you never know.
Motherfucker.
That's cold-blooded. And then in my other league, my opponent is almost done. He has Matthew Stafford still in play right now. He's only up by 2 points. So I just need the New York Jets defense to have, and there again, I would gladly take the loss to see the 49ers run all over them, but they only need to have 3 points for me to get a win currently, unless Matthew Stafford goes off in the fourth quarter, which is completely possible. So it's likely that I will lose all 4 leagues.
Damn, man, that's a rough take. All right, well, let's move forward a little bit. We did have a couple audience questions this week, so let's get to those. A couple of them, Robert Kerr actually, two good questions. First off, thoughts on the college football 2-minute warning. For me, that's easy. It doesn't really change anything for me. I'm so used to it with NFL. It didn't really impact anything. I had a chance to get used to it on the game too, the video game. So I don't really have much of an opinion on it. I think it's fine. I don't have any problems with it. I like having that extra timeout. If you're a losing team and you need the timeout, it's nice. So I don't know. You guys have any particular thoughts on it?
They're pretty much trying to make the college game like a junior league for the NFL. So if you're going to do that, might as well have some NFL rules to it to go ahead and prepare those college athletes that are ready to go to the next level. Go ahead and get them used to the 2-minute warning, the communication system from the quarterback, which I love that rule, by the way. I think that's great. Like that. Yeah. So I'm actually 2 thumbs up on the 2-minute warning. Plus, I think it brings excitement to those last 2 minutes of each half.
Yeah, I mean, it gets a little extra break. Chris, you got any thoughts on it?
No, not really, man. I mean, I think it's like Bertie said. I mean, I think it's perfectly fine getting a lot of players ready for the NFL. And just full disclosure, like we've already talked about here several times, I'm fairly new. I mean, to watching college ball. I mean, to following it and things like that. So I'll be completely transparent here. I didn't know that wasn't a thing before yesterday, so it makes no difference to me. Okay.
Well, Robert also wants to know, do we have any pregame rituals that you must do, like on NFL Sunday, college Saturday, anything you guys are doing?
Oh yeah. Every day before Tennessee, I always have to rock the Rocky Top remix song for pretty much throughout the entirety of that day before the game. And then the game day, I wear my lucky jersey with my lucky undershirt, Tennessee undershirt that I wear underneath it. And I don't. Here's the secret. I don't care to mention this. I do the same thing with the Chiefs gear that I wear. I don't wash it until we lose. If we lose, I will wash it. So there was at one point the Chiefs won 11 straight games, and for like 12 straight weeks, I did not wash any of my clothes.
Damn, underwear. Wow.
I can smell it from here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Especially with that new underwear, which Chris, thank you for picking the right underwear for me. So I'm going to be wearing it next week too.
See, I don't
that's
really
why I'm trying very carefully with the back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say it on here. But.
I don't really have anything for me. I used to do I had my pregame, my jersey I'd wear every week for Tennessee, but it didn't turn out to be very lucky. So I was like, why am I doing this? So I don't know. I don't have anything. Occasionally I like to go out and get some wings. I like doing that.
Especially the big games. I do that too with the big ones.
Yeah. I mean, I like watching game day in the morning. Stuff like that. But no, nothing really short of just sitting there and watching Red Zone and whatnot. The basics. I don't have anything. Chris, do you have anything?
For college, not really, man. I mean, for the 49ers, I do have a pair of socks that I like to wear if there's a big game coming on. Just I got a pair of 49ers socks that I will throw on there. Just as a little added, not that it's proven to be a good luck charm or anything like that. I just put them on just for superstition's sake, just to put them on to have my good luck socks on. And then if I'm watching Tennessee, I like for the kickoff to coincide with the sound of a beer cracking.
True.
Almost
Yeah.
At the same time when they kick the ball off, I like to crack a beer. It just feels right. It just gets me in the right headspace. Really nothing to it. Just puts me in the right headspace. So I do that.
Dude, my favorite tradition of yours, Chris, is we always kind of find you at a bar at a UT game too. So even if we suck, we always text you, go, Chris, you go to the fucking bar right now. You got just go to the red one.
Now there is some superstition to be had. A lot of times, whenever we've had big games, I have been at a bar. And when we've had shitty games, I traditionally have been at home. So the boys will text me and be like, "Where are you? I'm at home. Better get to a fucking bar." Yeah, so we can turn this thing around. That is true. Yeah, that has happened quite a bit. Yeah.
I'll say this. The only thing I have for Falcons games is that I got to have the TV remote close by so I can change the channel to something more exciting. So, yeah, no, that's it. What is this other question you had on here, Birdie Boy?
It's from our boy Mark Niehammer from back at high school, man. So, Mark, what's going on, man? He just wants to know our thoughts, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, but I wanted to get into this subject right here. The NFL offensive line rule. Because we saw that the Ravens got called a lot on that rule, and for some reason, Jawan Taylor did not. For all you Chief haters out there, I've been reading your comments and responding back to them. But yeah, what are your all thoughts about the offensive line rule? It's just they're not allowed to take that extra couple steps back before the ball is snapped. They want the offensive lineman to be completely even on that offensive line of the ball. That kind of helps out the defensive line and all that, not to create a disadvantage for those ends.
Which includes their stance, which means that the left tackle, the right tackle can't line up at sort of an angle with their foot lined so far back behind the rest of the line. They call that as for an illegal formation, which I also find funny because and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that rule was created for one team that broke it so many times last year, and that team was
Jawan Taylor.
He was way off.
Got 2 fucking penalties in that game. Most penalized player from last year, and more than likely would be the most penalized player this year too. But hey, if we win a Super Bowl, keep doing those penalties.
I don't have any problems with the rule, but what I do want to see is consistency with calling that rule and any other rule, because I've seen so many times. Just today, for instance, they had a pretty stupid call. Who was it? The quarterback was sliding down. Someone hit him, but they didn't really hit him. You could tell they were trying not to. And I thought that it was like he was clearly trying not to hit him. And they gave him the extra 15 yards. I want to say maybe it was in the Cardinals. Was it Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I think that was Kyler Murray slide.
Well, it's just like when the human body is in motion with that much speed, if they try to let up, like there's still so much inertia moving, and so much momentum moving in that direction that it's almost impossible to stop. It's the same thing with the rushing the passer. I've seen Nick Bosa come around the corner several times. The guy throws the ball off and he'll throw his hands like this, but he's already in so much, he's in motion. There's so much momentum going that he still falls on the quarterback, and they call it as roughing the passer. So it's not really a tackle.
I say that because that got the penalty, and then another game down the road, I can't remember. It was a much worse hit on the quarterback trying to slide down, and they didn't call it. And same thing, with the roughing the passer, like you said. I saw a quarterback get body slammed today. Again, I can't remember which one it was. Anthony Richardson, I can't remember it, but it was literally almost like a suplex. No flag, but I remember a couple of years ago when we freaking just straight up tackled Tom Brady, who still had the ball in his hand. We got a roughing the passer.
It was like a hug too. Yeah, and even after the game,
oh my God, that was the Falcons game.
Yeah, he was like, I got softly
I can tell
hugged.
you who did it too. It was Jared too.
At the beginning of every NFL season, they have this sort of They make some sort of declaration that, hey, this isn't going to fly this year. And they use that first game, the first kickoff for the referees to fucking prove a point. Like, hey, look, we're really going to call this. We're going to use this as an example to the rest of the league to show that we are going to call this year. And they'll call it a ridiculous number of times, like on the Ravens. And
so it is what it is. But if you guys have questions for the next episode, let us know on social media. Send us a message. We'll get to it. We got some picks to do. Let's make this quick, though. Not spend too much time lollygagging on it, but let's go ahead and give us what you got, Birdie Boy.
All right. Let's just go with the NFL. And also, I know as of this recording, we still got some NFL games going on. So Chris, NFL's your board daddy, so we'll get your opinion last on all these matchups here. So let's go with the first one here. Let's go Tampa Bay at the Lions. Brad?
Give me the Lions, man. I feel we're still kind of seeing their games on right now, so we're still seeing what they're about. But I like the Lions a lot. I'm going to go with them.
All right, I'm going to second that. I think just Tampa Bay looks really good today, but I just don't think they're going to look as good as the Lions. And whatever's happening in this Lions and Rams game right now, I think they'll clean up those mistakes, and I think the Lions will get a win. Even though, watch out for Tampa, though, because Tampa played them really hard in that playoff game last year.
Yeah.
But I still think the Lions have too much talent, so Lions.
I'll third that. I will go on and say, while we're recording this, the Lions are currently up 10-3, and it's halftime at the Lions-Rams game. But I will take that. I actually believe the Bucks were better than advertised. I mean, honestly, they look stout today, but it's at Lions. I think they're hungry, man. I think they're going to be a great team this year. So give me Lions as well. 3-3.
Alrighty. Let's go with this next matchup here. We got the Browns at the Jaguars. This one will be a hard-hitting battle because the Jaguars fought hard today. Browns, not so much, but I think they'll come back out swinging next week. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. I really like what I'm seeing of this Jaguars team after week 1. So keep on giving me the Jaguars. Give me those Cuckoos, man.
Give me the Jaguars too, Birdie. I like Trevor Lawrence a lot today. I think they win next week.
I don't want us to always have the same 3 answers, but yeah, I feel the same all the way around.
Think about the long game, Daddy. Think about the long game.
No, I know. I mean, I think that I think the Jags correct right here, and I think that the Browns just can't be corrected. They're in a perpetual state of unknown. They just they can't figure their shit out. So I think the Jags correct. I believe in Doug Peterson, and I do like Trevor Lawrence as a quarterback. So I think the Jags will get it right.
Alrighty. Yeah. We got the Rams at the Cardinals. After seeing how impressive the Cardinals were today, I want to give them another chance on a pick 'em. Brad, what about where are you going with?
I'm going Cardinals, man. I liked what I saw today. First home game for them. I hopefully Marvin Harrison gets a little bit more involved and let's slay it, man. Go give me Cardinals.
I am going to actually, this one where I'd be pull a little not so fast, my friend. I think just the Rams have too much knowledge, and I think the Cardinals need a couple more weeks to figure some things out before they start really winning and getting some of those big wins. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, I think probably the same. I think the Cardinals, I don't know. They're where's it at? It's at Cardinals though.
At Cardinals.
Nah, give me the Rams. I don't think the Cardinals are there yet. You know, the biggest question mark for me is the coach, man. Jonathan Gannon is still the coach, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe that's correct. Yes.
The defensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator
Eagles.
of the Eagles, yeah, when they won the Super Bowl time before last. That's just a big question mark for me. I don't know how great of a coach he is. Give me the Rams, yeah.
All right. And then, of course, we got to add this matchup here. We got to do the Bengals at the Chiefs because that would be the big primetime 425 game with Tony Romo in the gang. I'm going to go ahead and just get it out of the way. Until you could beat them, I'm not going to go against them. So give me the Chiefs.
I can't bet against the Chiefs again like I did last week. I feel like there's... I don't think the Bengals we saw today is going to be the Bengals we get long term, but they just didn't look good today. So give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I probably would have said the Bengals because I would have said that they are so. I mean, they're hell bent on beating you guys. You know what I mean? Because like it's become a rivalry, right?
It's like their Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I know that they circle you guys on the calendar every year, and they want to beat you guys. And I would have said that hunger and everything would have led to a win, or at least I would have been more comfortable picking them to win. But yeah, after what I saw today, man, there's no fucking way I can pick against Mahomes and company. So give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, and what the Bengals did today, too, was they looked ahead to the Chiefs the next week, too, and they just looked past the Patriots. And guess what? Bit them in the ass. So let's go to the last matchup here. Brad, this one's going to be fun for you. I'll let you go first on this one. What about the Dirty Birds? Rise up, Atlanta. It's actually the Battle of the Birds. Atlanta at Philadelphia against the Eagles.
Yeah, I'll be picking the Eagles for that one, bud.
And guess what? I second that, man, because that offensive power, y'all struggled today against the Steelers, and the Eagles have a way better offense. Best of luck.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, I really, it pains me for us all three to have the same answer, but I mean, I can't, obviously after today, can't pick the Falcons, man. I mean, I believe in them on paper and the roster, I think is really great, but they didn't really put anything up today to inspire any kind of confidence, did they, Brad?
Not at all. No, I felt just about the same as I did last year, any given game. Honestly, I think Desmond Ridder had some better games than Kirk did today for sure, but we'll see what happens.
I hope that he turns it on. I have no...
He's probably rusty. I'll give him a benefit of the doubt. He hasn't played in a while. He didn't play in the preseason at all. First game.
This is also at Eagles, right?
Yeah. At Eagles.
Yeah. So that gives me a bit more pause. So give me the Eagles for sure.
All right, those are our freaking picks for the NFL. Let us know what you all think in the comment section down below. So let's go from the NFL to college to finish things up here. I'm going to save the big game for last. In my opinion, well, I think it's going to be the big game, and along with my big epic pick. So let's go with the first one here. This is going to be a Friday night game, so I feel like this should be able to count because of the release of this episode. So we got the number 20, and all these rankings are AP. So we got the number 20 Arizona Wildcats going into a rough place. This is their first Big 12 game since joining the conference against at number 14 Kansas State. Battle of the Wildcats here. So Chris, let's go with you first here. Who you got in this matchup?
Give me Kansas State on this one, actually.
All right, Chris with Kansas State.
I mean,
Brad,
no, yeah, probably not much of a surprise there. I mean, they're ranked higher, but
I'm going to go with Arizona here for the upset. I think they make a statement here in the Big 12. So give me Arizona.
Brad, I told you with one of the NFL pickups, I said not so fast, my friend. But I'm actually going to go the opposite here. Good pick because I think Arizona makes a big statement in the Big 12 by beating one of those traditional Big 12 teams. So give me the Wildcats of Arizona.
I like it.
So let's go. Brad was an inspiration of this pick'em here as well. So Brad, I'm going to let you go first on this one here. We got number 24, new into the top 25 of the AP, of Boston College, going on the road against number 6. And yes, I said this correctly. Number 6, Missouri Tigers. Brad, who do you got in this one?
I got Missouri here, man. I think their defense is going to be too much for Boston College. I think the big reason why Boston College is ranked right now is because they beat a really overrated at the time Florida State team. So I think we're going to see Boston College lose to Missouri here, especially being on the road. I feel good about that.
Chris, who are you going with?
Bill O'Brien's the head coach of Boston College.
Yep, that's correct.
No, I did not. I was just look because I didn't know who their head coach was. I had to look it up. I was like, Bill O'Brien? Really? I had no idea. Yeah, I don't really have any reason to pick Boston College, especially now. Bill O'Brien is just a shitty coach. Give me Missouri, man. I mean,
all right.
I'd love to go against the grain, and I'm going to before it's over, but not this time. Missouri.
Brad, the last pick we had, I gave you a good old-fashioned good pick. Well, unfortunately, I have to take that back. Not so fast, because I know, Chris, you say O'Brien is not a good coach, but guess what?
Not?
He's got that experience with the big games. He's done big games in the NFL, so he could use that knowledge. And I think it really has turned around this Boston College team. I think Missouri is one of the most overrated teams so far. I don't think they've done nothing to deserve that number 6 ranking.
Hey, they blew our asses out last year.
Well, that was last year. This is a whole new year. So give me the upset. Give me damn Boston College, man.
Hey, man, Bill O'Brien took all of that experience and all that knowledge, and he crammed it right into the asshole on his chin. Okay? That's the end of it.
So let's go to the college game day of the week of where they're going. And this is the biggest shocker, in my opinion. And I will explain why in a minute of where it should have actually gone. But college game day is going to go to frickin' Columbus, South Carolina. So, but for this matchup, we got number 16 LSU at the Gamecocks of South Carolina. Chris, who do you got, my friend?
Give me
them crawfish, boys.
give me the crawfish all day, baby. LSU.
Ooh, I love that crawfish. Brad, who do you got?
I'm going to roll the dice here. I'm going to pick South Carolina. I think South Carolina is a tough place to play, and I kind of get the feeling that LSU is falling apart at the seams.
It's a noon game, though. It's not a night game where they play Sandman like crazy.
In that case, yeah, you better give me LSU then. Give me
right,
let's backtrack it. Let's go LSU. Noon games pretty much take away the home field advantage. So
although I do think Brian Kelly is a fucking idiot.
I do too. I do feel like the LSU is falling apart at the seams, but I do think they'll bounce back. Given that it's at noon, they'll go out there, they'll bounce back. That's a good call. I should have seen. Thanks for that reminder. If I would have known that.
I probably
yeah,
shouldn't have told you that, but I felt bad from the competition for getting all the easy questions. So
yeah, give me LSU.
I always like to throw in a rivalry game, which by the way, I'd go with LSU too. Easy one. I think South Carolina's overrated. So this next one, I love to get rivalry games in every chance I get. And we got a big rivalry here of West Virginia at Pittsburgh, the backyard brawl. Who wins this backyard brawl, Brad?
Pittsburgh wins it. Pittsburgh wins it.
Chris, who do you got, buddy?
West Virginia. Boone County, by God, West Virginia.
Good pick. Give me them Mountaineers. Take me the country road. I'm not going to sing right now.
Take
but
me
that's
home.
okay.
Okay.
So give me the freaking West Virginia because there's only two things to do in West Virginia, or three things to do: football, party, get in trouble. That leads to the main event pick, in my opinion, the place where I feel like College Game Day should have been at. That is number 4, Alabama at those crazy Badgers, man, of Wisconsin, because that is a fun environment, and they should have gotten to game day, in my opinion. So I think that's bullshit that South Carolina got it. But before I go with my epic pick here of going all crazy with my pick, let's get with you guys first. So, Brad, who do you got, Bama or Wisconsin?
Kalen DeBoer's first road game as Alabama.
Hostile environment, too.
Hostile environment. Wisconsin's going to be pumped up. I still think Alabama wins this. I do feel like it's hard to bet against Bama, even with some variables unknown. I think Bama's going to lose some games this year, but I don't think this is going to be one of them.
Chris, who do you got?
I also have Bama on this one. You know, I mean, going to Wisconsin is a tall task, like you said. I know it's a hostile environment, but honestly, man, I just don't think they're ready for Bama.
Oh man. So here's the thing. No, it's okay. Hey, it's okay. I respect that. Again, I feel bad for Wisconsin. Love the atmosphere of their campus. I love their game. You know, they got all the people, man. Jump around, jump up, get loud. Jump.
It's almost like you're there right now.
No, I'm telling you, man, but that is just the greatness that Wisconsin brings, like in that hostile atmosphere. That student section, people, they go wild. And I freaking love the cheese curds, man. I love the cheese curds. I have every reason in the world to pick Wisconsin. Give me Alabama, foe, because here's the deal, foe. Bama looked sluggish last week, but here's the thing, foe. If that coach is really any good that he was at Washington, he'll get them refigured, like just get them back in the right mindset, cleaned up some stuff, and I think Bama gets a good road win. So give me Alabama. Sorry, Wisconsin, you should have gotten game day. We should be jumping around like crazy and see Pat McAfee in the crowd. Students actually going, jump around. We should be seeing that, but just because if we don't, I can't pick you. I'm sorry, Alabama.
It's going to be a fun week. Going to be a fun week.
Yeah, so Brad, what we got coming up next week? Just around the kind of like the huge.
Yeah, well, we'll get out of here now, but next week, tune in again. Again, we appreciate the feedback the first couple weeks. Next week, we're going to continue to talk about this epic NFL college football season as it rolls. We're going to dig into our fantasy teams a little bit more, and yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, we'll bring back more games. We'll bring back more fun section. I was going to go over this, but I'll save it for next week. But I definitely will get into that ridiculous Dak Prescott contract. But I'll save that rant for next week.
Ugh.
Yeah,
that's a whole rant.
Tune in next week to see what's going to be a lot of fun games. The season is just getting started. Things are getting elevated every week from here on out. But we're gonna get out of here, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Good, football
and as always, go Vols.